London's Heathrow Airport unveiled its revamped Terminal 2 today after 5 years of work at a cost of $4 billion. Officially named the Queen's Terminal, it handled just 34 flights today and will slowly grow to service 26 airlines and 20 million passengers each year. The airport's new CEO, John Holland Kay, told our Jim Bolden that Heathrow is back.
With Terminal 2 opening, 2/3 of all our passengers are going through the world-class Terminal 2 and the world-class Terminal 5, the best airport terminal in the world. Heathrow has been transformed in the last 10 years by private investment. It is now a world-class global gateway. Heathrow has got its mojo back, and this is something that the whole of the UK can be proud of.
World class, well, we had to find out for ourselves. Jim Bolden took our cameras along for a tour of the new terminal and filed this report from Heathrow.
Well, so far, so good here at Terminal 2 at Heathrow Airport. An uneventful opening of this new terminal, and that's, of course, what Heathrow wanted, remembering what happened in 2008 with the luggage meltdown of the opening of Terminal 5 for British Airways. It may look quite empty here, and that's because there's only 17 flights scheduled to land and 17 flights scheduled to take off today. And that's because only one airline is using the new terminal. That's United Airlines. Over the coming weeks, more members of Star Alliance will move into this terminal. All 23 are scheduled to be here by the end of October. The idea was to slowly but surely open up this terminal and make sure things work so there's no problems for the customers, for the flyers. Now, it's a very simplified terminal. You come in, you check in, you go right through. You can easily see your gate. That's exactly what Heathrow was looking for. They're also looking at a very British thing here. They've got a lot of British brands when you go shopping and when you go eating. They're very keen on making this sort of a British terminal for all these world-class airlines. Now, all this cost around $4 billion and took 4 years to build. Eventually, they plan to tear down Terminal 1 as well and extend Terminal 2. The notion being they'll have 2 regenerated terminals in Terminal 2 and Terminal 5. But it still doesn't increase capacity. Heathrow's looking for a 3rd runway. We won't find out for a few years whether that could happen, but until then, this very crowded airport at least has another very nice terminal. Jim Bolden, CNN, London.
A United Airlines flight from Chicago became the first to land at Heathrow's new terminal earlier this morning. Bob Schumacher, United's managing director of sales, greeted passengers as they arrived. Jim asked him what the new terminal means for his airline.
Here we are in this fantastic new terminal. By definition today, the newest terminal on the globe, and what a marvellous facility it is. I think for our customers who have United customers who've braved Terminal 1 and Terminal 4 up until this day, split terminal operation, to be here in this a 21st century modern facility that has taken all the learnings from T5 and other terminals around the world to produce something which is really as good as it gets, is a delight for us. So, and operationally, we're just full on. Everything's working well today. Delighted.
And of course, you mentioned T5, and that's about 6 years ago when T5 opened and British Airways had the meltdown with the luggage system and staff IDs not working. You've had no issues this morning.
None of that today, and we don't expect any of that. I think we're in a totally different era. Lots of learnings were, of course, taken from that. And just as United is delighted to be the opening carrier, the first carrier to move into this new T2 facility, the Queen's Terminal here at Heathrow, we are then seeing a staggered entry of other Star carriers that commences from the 18th of June with Air Canada and ANA and Air China joining us here. And that will then continue over the summer period, with the exception of August, until we have the whole Star family in here in Terminal 2 by the end of October.
So how does moving to a new terminal make you money and save you money?
Well, on the saving side, clearly the consolidation of 2 terminals into one, a Terminal 4 operation that used to have New York and Houston, and a Terminal 1 operation that had the rest of our flights across to of our 17 flights a day across to the US, all in one place, gives us those efficiencies, gives us those staffing efficiencies, equipment efficiencies, and everything else that comes with running a 17 flight a day operation from one of the world's busiest international airport. So on that side, very important on the cost side. On the revenue side, as you intimate in your question, we're in a situation where we have a level playing field at last. We are up with the best our competition had and enjoyed over many years, and here we are now too. We have a splendid 2 new lounge facilities, 22,000 square feet of premium lounge facility for our United Global First and Business First customers, the United Club, and it's just terrific. And it's got airfield views, and it's as good as it gets.
It's 17 flights in, 17 flights out, new terminal. But there's not a 3rd runway at Heathrow. We shouldn't make people believe somehow it's a new airport. Do you think there will be a third runway here, and are you calling for that?
It's a very difficult question to answer. The government, of course, have got Sir Howard Davies, who's investigating that topic today and will continue to do so and report to government just after the next election in summer of 2015. We, of course, will be as anxious as the rest of the airline community to see where that recommendation will fall. But until that happens, we are really just here to celebrate what has happened here, which has been really the regeneration of London Heathrow and a manifestation of a huge amount of investment, a huge amount of effort, and now we have two spanking new terminals at London Heathrow, and we're delighted to be the sole occupant of T2, if only for a couple of weeks, and then join with the rest of our staff partners.
Come,
absolutely,
yes.
And we'll have a party with them too.